Started off with the classic.
Taking hold of the American dream. A big house, nice yard, and a mortgage payment that eats up 60% of your gross household income.
Pinch me, I'm dreaming.
You knew it was more space than you needed. You just didn't realize how shabby all your old furniture was going to look in those big new rooms.
Goodbye, futon.
By the time you buy all the couches, blinds, tile, paint, and pergo, there won't be much money to eat. But hey, top ramen tastes a lot better when you eat it off a granite.
Fuck you, I got the granite countertop and the good food. But yeah, hold on. We're back to good news is bad news, right? We get this pretty decent jobs report and market pukes. There's more things going on than one. Like, I can't, this pot smoking guy in Oregon is not going to possibly know enough to even explain everything that's happening. But as an observation I can offer that's a little different. Now these numbers are like government numbers, right? So there's all these arguments about, are they fake? They have the birth death model, which has nothing to do with births and deaths of human beings. It has to do with businesses starting and closing, and there's all this estimation. There's surveys. They do a lot of weird stuff. But how would you calculate the unemployment rate of a country? I know what I would do. I would look at since most people that have jobs pay taxes on a regular basis, I would be looking at how many people are paying taxes like today in real time, because they have all that data and there's all this computers. So why not freaking do that? But I think like there's a silver lining to this recession, and that's that there's a labor shortage created by the fact that boomers are a big part of the workforce, but just can't, like, even if they work, like, they're not as productive as they were 10 years ago. I mean, they work, but it's like they're not getting. I mean, it's nothing on them, in this case. I mean, there's a lot of things you can say about boomers, but since everybody picks on them, I'll defend them. I'm what's called a contrarian. So it's just my natural thing. It's like I see everybody saying one thing, well, I'm like, what about this? So the silver lining here is that the labor market is probably going to be a little bit better, despite the fact that we're in a recession. So like, there's this argument that, like, are we in a recession? Well, yeah, we are, because we had 2 negative quarters of growth, but one. It's because the inflation rate got so bad that the GDP number is negative. I mean, that's what should have been happening in this meme economy several times in the last 20 years. But I mean, we've had several of these recessions, sort of, in the last 20 years, but they just paper over it and pretend there's no inflation. Well, it finally caught up with us. It finally, like, it's like a person with a drug problem, and it finally catches up with them, and everybody knows they're on drugs or something. Like they caught shooting up behind the bathroom or something. It finally got that bad. So we're in the meme economy, and this is a meme recession, kind of, because in a bad recession, you can't find a job, and it's scary. I've seen it happen to people, but like my friend lost her job like this week right after buying a house, and I'm like, don't worry about it. And she's like, I'm like, look, there's lots of jobs still. Take a month off, collect your unemployment, enjoy it. I've never done that. I don't want to, but I mean, I would want to if, but it's just anyway. But they said, just chill out. You're gonna be fine. It's just not gonna be that bad, because there's still gonna, like, let's say this recession peaks out. I don't know what's gonna happen. I don't have a crystal ball, but doom porn isn't my thing anymore. So yeah. So yeah, it's a meme economy and a meme recession. Even Canada's got jobs report, but that's a decent jobs report. That basically means that's like the Federal Reserve's wet dream of a jobs report, because they don't want it to say 500K, because that puts pressure on the labor, to like raise wages. So we are getting to the point where there are job losses now. They're probably going to keep hiking rates, but not much. I mean, I don't. My Fed prediction flopped, my last one. But it's kind of a meme recession, because, like, although it is in fact a recession, the sort of Biden people have the government people, the media, and all that, they kind of have a point. It's like, hey, you can go out there and get a job and spend money. Is it really a recession? Well, it is, because when the inflation rate is so high that we're not growing GDP, we're technically in recession. I mean, I was just a little kid during the 80s recession. This is like the closest thing to that, but I don't know if getting a job was hard in 1980 through 1982. I don't know. I do remember we were living with my grandma for a short spell, but like I said, my parents freaking suck at money. So I mean, I remember that. That's like I was just starting to get my memory, so it's like, oh, yeah, I remember like shit was kind of rough for during those years, but I don't know if it was because of, you got to remember that your personal anecdotes sometimes don't match the economy, because like everybody thought that was the best economy ever in 2018, and I was practically jobless the entire year, so it just sucked. But I mean, I like burned through savings and did all this freelancing, and just it was just terrible, like skimming by a thread, but yes, that's how this recession, though. I think that the silver lining to it, despite the market puking, um, is the market just wants a bunch of cheap money, and so they're probably not going to get it anymore because they just can't do it. The Fed can't do it. That inflation cycle, interest rate cycle, looks like it churned. I don't know. That would mean we're leaving the meme economy era, which is scary and good at the same time. But yeah, good morning, and smoke your fucking cigarettes. They can't tell you shit.